Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Been doing some modifying to the man cave, updating the walls and whatever. Why? Got a bunch of prizes from a subscriber. Well, 2 subscribers. Really like that. But the real reason I'm here is they gave me something else as well. This guy, something I've never owned from Rough Ryder. Rough Ryder Reserve, the triple R's. Let's check it out. So I'm talking about this from Rough Ryder, and Rough Ryder have a series that they call their Reserve. It's kind of their high-end side. Rough Ryder is a budget knife maker, but these, not so much. Very nice. Unfortunately, a little above my budget, or else I'd be all over them. They're very nice. So I thought I'd share this one. Michael and Genesee, Michael's daughter, sent me a whole bunch of stuff, and this was included in it. And there's even more to come. But Genesee made the drawing of Mary for me. Michael sent me a hanging thing on camping and a bunch of other stuff. But this is the one I wanted to show you. So what we're looking at here is the Rough Ryder Reserve. You can see these, comes in a black box with just that on it, and the model number of this one is RRR003BM. Now, Rough Ryder have nice boxes and stuff like that. You've seen my denim Micarta series. They have very nice boxes. This is kind of similar. The difference is inside the box is this thing, which is this tube that holds the knife, and in there, here is the knife, and it comes with a cleaning cloth. Very nice. Show you that right now. Very cool. Look at that. Very nice. It's wrapped in this I don't know what this is called, what this paper is called. It's I want to say like oil paper, and it has the Reserve on it as well. Here's the knife here. Look at this guy. Very nice. Is the Rough Ryder Reserve Blue Micarta Swell Center Whittler. Very nice. Look at that. Look at this thing. Beautiful. Very nice. Solid. This is a solid knife. You can see how the liners are all perfect. Very nice. And it has that swell in the center. And then, of course, the blades. It's very nice. It's got some weight to it, I will tell you that, and you'll see why. I'll just pull the blades for you right now. We'll go through this. It's got some serious blades on it. So let me get them out here. Don't want to cut myself again. There it is there. Look at that. Very nice, right? Look at these blades. Well, look at this guy. Look at that blade. Huge. And here you got obviously, this is it's almost like a tanto. I think it's meant to be a sheep's foot. And then you have your pen blade there. You can see that. Very nice. And this guy is just a big blade. I want to say spear point. All the blades, you'll notice as we go through them here. I'm going to say it's a spear point. In the description they give you, they do say spear point. So I'm assuming that. Look how thick this guy is. It's got some real thickness to it. And then, you can see how it actually goes up here, right on the spine. It's not flat. It goes up and then comes back in. I want to say a swelled spear point. And it has this long curving blade underneath. Very nice nail neck in it. Obviously with the match strike, which is the Rough Ryder way. And then on the inside here, you see the triple R, Rough Ryder. Very nice. Very nice. Now, the other thing, and you'll see this on the other side here, look at that. D2 tool steel. Very nice. So there's that blade, which is the spear point. On this side, you have what I like to call a pen blade. You can see the shape there, very recognizable shape. Smaller blade. It has that that interesting nail neck. You can see it is a match strike, but it's really, really obvious nail match strike on it. Now, I didn't tell you, but on this one here, you have the false edge on the top here, on the spine. And same thing on this side. And that gives you a really good point. It's a way to get a really good point on the end of your blades. It says something on this one. Oh, it does have the triple R on that blade as well. Does it have it on this one? And on this one. And I want to say that this is a, I don't know, sheep's foot, kind of. See that? And it has that false blade. I think the correct name for the false blade is a swedge. If you look here on this pen, it helps by reducing the thickness of the blade where it comes to the point, which allows you that better point. So you've got this spear point, pen, and this sheep's foot. And of course that unusual handle that sent a swell on it there, how it swells up in the middle. Interesting. And then of course the badge is that fish badge. And then the handle, of course, is micarta. They just call this a blue micarta. I say denim, it's not denim, it is micarta, and it's just blue, but very cool. Look at that. And some really big pins in it. And of course, your bolsters are huge. Look how thick they are, especially on this side. And, it's very clean, very nice. The springs on this, pretty good. It has a half stop. Obviously, for safety, you don't want to just slam that thing onto you. Half stop and boom, that thing snaps right back in there. Very nice. Beautiful knife. Very nice. Well made. The only issue I have is that on the scales here, you can actually, might be able to see it there, they are slightly above. Is that a big deal? No, that don't make any difference. This handle actually, now I have it in my hand, is interesting. I suspect that the design is to cover the blades here. And you've got this huge deep blade which allows you that give you a deeper drop in here. And this swell is in the middle. Feels pretty good. You don't really notice the swell. It sits in your hand very nice. Now, this is a fairly big knife. We'll have a look at some of the dimensions. If you look, you can see the bolster, and it has that brass liner inside. You can see them there. This is I'm impressed. I've seen these online, never actually had one in my hand so I can fondle it. I like to touchy-feely things. It feels kind of sharp. So it is a Whittler. Let's whittle something. So I'm just going to do something I'm just going to put a stop cut in here. Why? Because I can. What wood this is, have no idea, but I can tell you that it's not a soft wood. Not ideal for whittling. But this thing is just, look at that. Look at that. It has good feel. It's a good size. It feels very comfortable in my hand. And, when you whittle, obviously, you don't just push in. You actually slice. You get a better cut if you do that. You have using your thumb for your control. And, you can see this is just, yeah, it zips through. I mean, it could probably be sharpened. This is, for a whittling knife, this is a pretty thick blade. So this blade is what you're going to use for your heavy work, putting in your stop cuts, that sort of thing. It works fine. You can see that. So this would be your heavy whittling. You'll start off getting a nice deep stop cut so that you don't mess up. And the cut is very clean. So this knife is sharp. I'll make a long cut here, like that. Look how sharp that is. In fact, the wood almost shines. It's such a clean cut in the... So this blade, which is the spear point, let's see what it is. We've got here, I'm going to say it's 3 1/4 right up against the bolster, from the tip to the bolster, is 3¼ inches. The working edge, if you have a look, is just actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 5/8 to there, right to the choil, and you can see the choil down there, and you've got this big, healthy ricotta. Very nice. So that works. Okay, now I want to whittle. Here is the pen blade. Great little whittling blade. I grew up with a pen knife. First knife, folding knife I ever had was a pen knife. Just a single-bladed, or was it? No, it was a double-bladed pen knife. It had a bigger pen blade, probably about the size of this, and then one about half the size of this. And they make great whittling blades. So it cleans up very, very nicely. You can, let me get a piece of paper so you can see what I'm doing here. And you know, you use your pen blade is for your more delicate cleanup. You can clean up your edges nicely, get all the fluff off. You know, look at that, just very nice. Nice, clean. You want to do some fancy work with it. Let's do, I don't know, we'll do something. We'll make a stop cut down here. Just go all the way around. I should have used the bigger blade for this. But I didn't, so I just made like an angled stop cut there. Should be wearing gloves, so just be careful when you do this. I like to use my thumb to control the blade. I want to finish off that. And now I'm just going to dig in at an angle. So you actually, you're making a V notch that goes kind of crooked, spirals around the piece of wood. See that? So that's the one side. Now I would turn it around to finish the V cut. So there. Remember, never cut towards anything you own, like your fingers and that. I'm keeping my fingers behind the blade here, but we can work our way into it. So you can see this, the different uses of the different size blades. They all have their different, I don't know, specialties. Suppose you could call it that. Now what I'm going to do is put a nice V right next to it there. So you can see it cut into the V there. I mean, this is down and dirty. Really, I should have taken the bark off, but I want to leave it on there and see what comes out of it. Always trying something. Seeing if you can come up with something different. Would be nice to be able to get a bark on the top of your spiral. So to do that, I'm going to have to come fairly far away and go around and follow the other spiral. Okay, so now I have two, and I'm going to use my pen just to go in there quickly. Like that. I'll just show you how you start your spiral. So you make another V parallel to the one you had. Let me go a little bit further. So you can see I have two parallel V cuts there. See that? Now I can go in deeper and deeper on both sides. That's how you work at it. So while I'm talking to you, I'm going to do that. I have to say, I was kind of overwhelmed with the prize I got, you know, with all this stuff. It was a huge haul. I'll put a link in the description. There was so much things, so many things in there, and the stuff that they chose to send me, I noticed that, you know, they pay attention when they're watching the videos to things I say. I need to be more careful. Very cool. Really appreciate that. And, you know, I've been thinking, if you have a knife like this, say you have a favorite knife that you know I haven't looked at and I might be interested in, mail it to my PO box, which is in the description, and we can share it with the bosses here. Checking out to make sure everything's safe. I'm not being an idiot. Say hello to Mary. Hey, look, Missy, look here. Oh, she wants to know what's going on. What do you do? Well, at least she cares about her employees. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, if you have a cool knife, an unusual knife, you can ship it to me and we'll do a review and share it with everybody and see what they think about it and look at it and check it out. Make sure you have your address in there and I'll get it right back to you, no problem. And I think it would be nice to see favorite knives from you guys. Me, people ask me, what's your favorite knife? All of them. Yeah, I can't choose a favorite knife simply because I have so many different kinds, and some are Whittlers and some are this and some are that. And even the ones that do the same thing, like Whittlers, I don't even have a favorite. I'll grab a Whittler, any Whittler, and start whittling with it. I've never had a problem with a Whittler. If you work towards what the limitations of the knife, you can do whatever you want with it. For me, whittling is one of the reasons I made the catio for Mary. Was I like to sit out in the morning. I get a cup of coffee and go and sit outside with a knife and watch the sun come up and grab a stick like this and just whittle away at it. And Mary would sit in the window and watch me. And I thought if I got a caddy out, at least she'd be outside just right here with me while I'm doing that. That's why I did the caddio. And she really likes it. Still getting used to it. Still a little nervous out there. But she's doing okay. Just to give you an idea of what you can do when you whittle. Now, I've only just started this spiral, which is actually one of the easier things to do. Yeah, you can see it there. You can see this. Let me get it right. Here, this is going to be the spiral. This piece in the middle. You see it there? I wanted to see if I could keep the bark on there, so I had to make those two stop cuts wider apart. You want a thinner spiral, you bring those two stop cuts together. And what you can do is you just go all the way around, and it really makes a nice little basic pattern. It's very satisfying, easy to do, and I was using the pen blade for that. Dimensions on the pen blade. Let me get all this. I'm making a mess. The pen blade, 2.5 inches from the tip to the bolster. The working edge is just under that. 2.25. The choil, and look at that choil. It's pretty deep. And a small recast, so this is a small blade. D2 steel, can't beat that. Now this is a really nice whittling blade. The sheep's foot like that has that sharp point, and you have that angle drop down, has the nail nick with the match strike, has everything the other ones have, and even has the RR on there, small as this is. And what you're going to use this blade for is to get in a tight corner, and you can get that tip in there and clean out that corner really nice. You're working really close with a lot of things. So there you go, the Rough Rider Reserve Series. And like I said, never had one. It's out of my budget, my budget limit for a folder. So here you can see I just lengthened it a little bit. You can see it. And now, if I clean out the outlying areas, I'm going to clean up everywhere, make it all white so that just the spiral is dark. And to do that, you just got to clean off the bark. Same thing again, you're just going to slice across. Use your thumb to control the speed or the weight that you put behind the blade. And you use this hand to control the depth. So by tipping this up and down, you don't want to get in there too far. And I just want to clean off that. And you can use the bark or this underside to bring your actual carving or whittling out. There you go. Oh, dimensions on this guy, 2 1/8 from the tip to the bolster and the working edge, 1 7/8. Very nice flat edge to it. I'm going to get that heavy one out and clean this up so we can get this finished. people tend to automatically just take the bark off of the wood. But I just want to show you how you can use the natural colors that are available on any piece of wood you pick up, any stick out there. And I pick up a lot of sticks. I like to whittle. It's a very satisfying thing. Here's what I'm talking about. See if I can show you that. You can see there how the dark is now becoming my spiral, and I haven't had to add any color. I won't have to add any color to the spiral, it's a fun thing to do. There's so many things you can do with a stick. You can sit around your campfire at night, and just in the evening while sitting by the fire talking to friends or whatever, you can whittle away, and it's a very satisfying thing, which is why it is so popular with people. You whittle something, it's a piece of stick. What you going to do with it when you're done? Probably toss it in the fire. But before you do that, you're going to look at it and go, well, that's cool. Rough Rider Reserve, Whittler. Look at that. It's sharp. Of course it's me. I was trying to do it's a smaller blade. You want to slice with it, and it's a little smaller. I'm really bad at doing this. The manufacturers must cringe every time I do that. And here's that sheep's foot. You can see, it's not razor sharp, but for whittling, perfect. And it's D2 steel. It's easy to clean up. Closed like this, 4.5 inches, bolster to bolster. Now I all know you're wondering, how much does it cost? It was sent to me as a prize. But I did go, and I went to Smoky Mountain, who owns Rough Rider. And I looked up on their website how much it is, and apparently it's free, because I didn't put the price down. But I know they have a special on it. Brought it down to about $40. The Rough Rider Reserve Blue Micarta Swell Center Whittler. Say that 3 times quickly. You'll be safe out there, especially with these guys, and you whittling. Be safe. Always remember, where is a blade going to go if the piece of wood wasn't in front of it? And if it's going to go towards your leg, a finger, an arm, another person, you're doing it wrong. Just saying. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. But I'll put a link in the description, so if you want to go and have a look at it, it is a series, so you might just like what they have. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.